Hey there. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good holiday yesterday, this weekend, whatever you celebrate. There was a lot of them. So, happy holiday. Um, I just wanted to first let you guys know that I'm doing a video today. I'm doing a video on Thursday. And then next Monday I'm having surgery, so I'm going to be off for probably 2 weeks. I will be filling orders through Sunday. So, and then my husband or my son will probably just take them to UPS or the post office on Monday. But then I'll be off for 2 weeks. So, that is that. And I'll remind you again on Thursday's video. And let's jump into this. So, I'm going to do a faux like ceramic look today. There are other people that do this, so I'm copying but not copying, I guess you could say. There are two ways to do this. Excuse me. One is to start with your not baked clay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to do it on my not baked clay, the technique. And then the other way to do it is to take your raw clay, stamp it, cut your designs out with your cutters, bake it, and then do this technique, and then bake it again. I don't do that. I do everything first, and then I bake it so that I don't have to bake it again. So this is rolled out. This is white. I've actually never tried it with any other color besides white. I'm sure you could. But yeah, so I'm gonna do it with white. This is rolled out onto a 2. I have my texture, this is flowers, as you can see, and I believe I got this at Joann's, so you can search for it there. But I'm going to go ahead and do texture on here. I'm just pressing down pretty hard here, and I'm only going one direction with that, and then I'm going to use my fingers and press it in there to make sure it's really on there. Okay. And it got on there pretty good. So the next thing I'm going to do, I have my little palette thingy here, and I am using pastels for mine. You can do alcohol inks or I guess, and mica powders I've done it with also. But I'm going to do pastels. You can see my pastels are a mess over here. And since I'm doing flowers, I'm going to do some flowery colors. So I'm going to take like this fuchsia color and kind of shave off some into here. A little bit. I'll do some green. I kind of like this one. I'm just shaving this off with an X-Acto knife. And then I'm going to do blue. You can do as many colors as you want. I'm just going to do 3. And like I said, you don't have to use pastels. You can do mica powders or alcohol inks. I don't know that I would do acrylic paint with this, but I would imagine that it would work. And then I'm going to take a liquid Sculpey and squirt a little bit. And don't do that. That was awesome. That was like a little Gender reveal. Not that I have to worry about that, but that just reminded me of that. Let's try that again. You actually don't really need too much. All right, I'm gonna make sure to get all the air out of that first. That was a good little lesson for you. Make sure the air bubbles are out before you go directly over your whatever it is you're squirting this into. Okay. So just a little bit of liquid Sculpey in each of these. Okay. You can use a toothbrush or something like that if you want to mix. I'm just going to use the end of my paintbrush and just kind of mix this up. You want to keep a wet wipe handy for this one because it's part of the technique. After I stipple this on, I'm going to kind of wipe it off so that everything just rests in the crevices. But after you're done mixing each one, you're going to want to wipe off the end of your brush, unless you're using a different toothpick or something like that for each one. And then also between colors, because I'm going to use the brush end of this, and I'll use the wipe to wipe off my paintbrush also. So just mix these up with the liquid clay. And this is also something cool that you can do, even if you don't use a texture or something like that. You can just use this to paint. Paint directly on your clay, because the pastels make really nice vivid colors, as you can see. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to kind of stipple around. And wipe off and stipple around. You want to stipple it into the texture, because we're going to wipe it off and you want to make sure that it's down into those crevices. I'm going to do a little more pink. So really get in there. Obviously you can do whatever color, situation, and pattern that you want. Don't do too hard, because you don't want to smush your pattern down. You don't want to smush your texture down. So just make sure that you get it so that it's enough in the crevices, but not enough to where it's smushing your pattern. So like I said, the other way to do this is, excuse me, to cut your shapes out, bake it, and then do it on top of that. But we're doing it this way. You can certainly try it the other way. That's just another alternative way. So I'm just taking a wet wipe, and I'm going to lightly wipe off the surface. So you can see how it's just left on the inside. And you can wipe off as much as you want. If you want to keep, you know, it more green, like especially that part of the flower or something like that. If there's something that you want to keep, obviously, don't wipe it off as hard. But like this, I'm going to wipe off a little more. And I think I like that. Like that. I'm going to put a little bit more green over here. The one good thing about with the liquid clay is not going to dry fast on you. So you can go over it again like I am here. And then wipe again. And then it's not going to dry up on you. So I think I didn't get a very good impression there, so that's probably why that's doing that. But I'm going to leave that like that. I kind of like it like that. Make sure you clean off your paintbrush. I do it with my wet one. I always keep these on my table because, well, I'm a mess, quite frankly. And it's just easier to clean things off real quick instead of having to run for water all the time. So clean your toothbrush, your paintbrush off, and that'll save it for you. You would think with my wet wipes here all the time this would be cleaner, but it's not. So, okay, so now we're just gonna cut out our shapes and then bake. And let me see what I want to do today. I haven't done my handy dandy rectangle in a while. And I think I'm just going to do small squares as well. Actually, I always do like this shape. I never use it enough. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Yeah, instead of this. Okay. I want to get it good. I'm going to do this kind of here. I'm going to do there. And about right there. Kind of gets all the colors. We'll do those two. And these are going to be wildly different. Let's see. Let's do this. Well, this one's going to be fully pink. I'll make it, no, I'm gonna make it pink. Okay, sorry guys. And I think that's good. So just peel these up, excuse me, and then be careful when you're handling them because they are gonna be tacky. And you don't wanna smush anything or have it be weird or anything. So we're going to get these up, fix them up a little, especially because that one just smushed. And then you'll see when these bake that they're going to look like ceramic. They're going to look super cool because of the liquid Sculpey. And it's just gonna look, it looks neat. It looks like stoneware. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix these up and then bake them, and then I'll be back to show you how they turn out. See you soon. Hello, I am back. So these have been baked. I haven't done anything else with them yet, and I don't know that I'm going to yet. I just have a lot going on right now to prepare for next week. So this is how they look when they come out. They have that kind of ceramic-y look. I typically leave these just as is. I don't put resin over the top of them or anything. I leave them just like this because they're neat. They kind of look like stoneware. So, but again, there is the opposite way of doing this, which is to have your slab of white, to put your texture on, cut out your shapes, bake it, and then when it comes out of being baked, put the colored liquid Sculpey on, wipe it down, and then you'll rebake again for 15 minutes. I don't do it that way just because I feel I just don't want to double bake. Maybe I'm lazy, I don't know, but and it turns out exactly the same. So that is how those look. Give it a try. It's fun. See you on Thursday. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.